TV soap news and spoilers say that in July 11, 2025, marks another explosive chapter in the saga of Beyond the Gates, where secrets fester, relationships fracture, and dark intentions simmer beneath the surface. In this sprawling, emotionally charged episode, the residents of this seemingly idyllic town are thrust into a whirlwind of drama that threatens to tear apart friendships, romances, and families. From the fractured dreams of a once iconic band to a dangerous game of blackmail spiraling out of control, the stakes have never been higher. Buckle up as we dive into the heart of this gripping soap opera, where every choice could lead to salvation or ruin. The band on the brink, Anita, Sharon, and Tracy's explosive fallout in the neon-lit rehearsal studio on the edge of town, the air crackles with tension. Anita, Sharon, and Tracy, the legendary trio known as Velvet Harmony, stand at a crossroads that could either revive their storied career or shatter it forever. Once the darlings of the music scene, their soulful melodies and electric performances filled stadiums and topped charts in the early 2000s. But fame, as it so often does, came with a price. Egos clashed, creative differences festered, and a bitter breakup left their fans heartbroken. Now, years later, the promise of a reunion concert has brought them back together, but the wounds of the past are far from healed. The trouble begins when Anita, the fiery lead singer with a voice that could shatter glass, storms into the studio with a vision for their comeback single, a sultry, modern anthem that she believes will catapult them back into the spotlight. Sharon, the pragmatic bassist with a knack for keeping the group grounded, dismisses it as too risky for their aging fanbase. Tracy, the drummer whose wild energy once defined their live shows, sides with Sharon, accusing Anita of chasing trends instead of honoring their roots. What starts as a creative disagreement escalates into a full-blown war of words, with accusations flying like shrapnel. "You've always thought you were the star of this show, Anita." Sharon snaps, her voice trembling with years of pent-up resentment. "You act like Tracy and I are just your backup dancers." Anita's eyes flash with fury. "Without me, there is no show. You two would still be playing dive bars if I hadn't carried us to the top." Tracy, usually the peacemaker, slams her drumsticks onto the snare, the sharp crack silencing the room. "Enough. I'm done with both of you. If this is what a reunion looks like, count me out." The argument lays bare the fault lines that have always plagued Velvet Harmony: Anita's unrelenting ambition, Sharon's cautious pragmatism, and Tracy's struggle to mediate between them. Fans who have followed the trio's tumultuous history know this isn't the first time they've teetered on the edge of collapse. In 2009, a similar blowout led to their infamous breakup, with tabloids splashing headlines about backstage betrayals and secret affairs. Yet, there's a flicker of hope. In the past, they've managed to reconcile, barely, through tearful apologies and late-night heart-to-hearts. Could this be another storm they'll weather, or is this truly the end of Velvet Harmony? As the trio storms out of the studio, their manager, a weary veteran named Carla, watches from the sidelines, her face etched with worry. She knows the stakes: a sold-out reunion concert at the town's historic amphitheater could revive their careers and cement their legacy. But with egos this bruised and trust this fragile, the dream of a comeback hangs by a thread. Will they find a way to mend their fractured bond, or will pride and resentment silence their music forever? A tangled web of love and suspicion, Chelsea, Madison, and Alison across town, in the sleek, modern apartment shared by Chelsea and Dr. Madison Harper, another drama unfolds, one steeped in love, jealousy, and the ghosts of past promises. Chelsea, a charismatic event planner with a knack for charming everyone she meets, has been the heart of Madison's world for nearly 2 years. Madison, a brilliant neurosurgeon whose calm demeanor masks a fiercely protective streak, has always trusted Chelsea implicitly. But tonight, a shadow creeps into their relationship, one that threatens to unravel the trust they've built. It all begins with a seemingly innocuous text message. Chelsea's phone buzzes on the kitchen counter while she's pouring wine for their weekly date night. Madison, glancing at the screen, catches a glimpse of a message from Alison, Chelsea's ex-girlfriend and a free-spirited artist who's recently returned to town. The message is cryptic but suggestive: meet me at the loft. We need to talk about us. Madison's heart lurches. She's heard stories about Alison. The whirlwind romance that left Chelsea heartbroken, the late-night studio sessions that blurred the lines between friendship and something more. And now, with Alison back in town, old sparks seem to be reigniting. Chelsea, oblivious to Madison's growing unease, laughs off the message when confronted. It's nothing, Mads. Alison's just being her usual dramatic self. She probably wants me to plan some artsy event for her. But her explanation feels hollow, and Madison's instincts, honed by years of diagnosing complex cases, tell her something's amiss. Chelsea's late nights at work have become more frequent, her phone is suddenly password protected, and there's a nervous energy in her voice that wasn't there before. The truth is, Chelsea is hiding something. Alison's return has stirred up memories of a time when life felt wild and unscripted, a stark contrast to the stable, predictable rhythm of her life with Madison. Though Chelsea loves Madison deeply, Alison's magnetic pull is hard to resist. When Chelsea agrees to meet Alison at her loft to discuss a project, the encounter takes a dangerous turn. Alison, with her piercing gaze and reckless charm, confesses that she's never stopped loving Chelsea. In a moment of weakness, Chelsea lets Alison pull her into a dance, their bodies swaying to the soft hum of a jazz record. It's innocent, or so Chelsea tells herself. But to an outsider, it could look like a betrayal. Unbeknownst to Chelsea, Madison has decided to follow her that night, driven by a gnawing suspicion she can't shake. From the street below, she sees the silhouettes of Chelsea and Alison through the loft's window, their movements too close, too intimate. Madison's heart pounds as she imagines the worst. Is Chelsea cheating? Has their love been a lie? The truth is more complicated, but Madison's pain blinds her to nuance. She storms off, vowing to confront Chelsea later, her trust in their relationship hanging by a thread. This misunderstanding is a ticking time bomb. If Madison acts on her assumptions, she could push Chelsea away for good. And if Alison senses an opportunity, she might exploit Madison's doubts to reclaim Chelsea's heart. The stakes are high, and the fallout could ripple through their tight-knit circle of friends, forcing everyone to take sides in a battle that's only just beginning. A dangerous game, Martin, Kenneth, and the blackmail plot in the shadows of the town's underbelly, a far darker drama unfolds, one that could turn deadly. Martin, a brooding businessman with a reputation for ruthlessness, is spiraling out of control. Fans of Beyond the Gates know Martin's history, a man who built an empire through cunning and intimidation, but whose violent temper has always been his Achilles heel. This week, that temper is pushed to its limits by an unexpected adversary. Kenneth, a cunning waiter with a knack for uncovering secrets. It all started innocently enough. Martin, seeking a moment of normalcy, invited his teenage son, Tyrell, over for a rare evening of chess at his sprawling mansion. The two were laughing, trading jabs over the board, when Kenneth, supposedly just dropping off a catering order, lingered too long. Tyrell, oblivious to the tension, invited Kenneth to join them, unaware that Kenneth had been digging into Martin's past. What Tyrell didn't know was that Kenneth had uncovered evidence of Martin's shady business dealings, documents that could land Martin in prison for years. Kenneth's plan was simple: use the evidence to blackmail Martin for a hefty sum. But when Joey, Martin's loyal but bumbling enforcer, was tasked with taking care of Kenneth, things went horribly wrong. Joey's right-hand man, Randy, botched the job, tripping over his own feet in a comical yet disastrous attempt to corner Kenneth in an alley. Kenneth slipped away unscathed, leaving Martin furious and Joey scrambling to salvage the situation. Now, Kenneth is playing a dangerous game. Emboldened by his escape, he confronts Martin at a crowded diner, sliding into the booth across from him with a smirk. "I saw you with Tyrell," Kenneth says, his voice low and menacing. "Nice kid." Be a shame if something happened to him. The threat lands like a sledgehammer. Martin's jaw tightens, his fists clenching under the table. Kenneth, sensing his power, quadruples the blackmail price, demanding a sum that would bankrupt even a man as wealthy as Martin. For Martin, this isn't just about money, it's personal. Kenneth's threat against Tyrell crosses a line that Martin has never allowed anyone to cross. Fans know that when Martin is provoked, his darker side emerges, a man capable of calculated cruelty, willing to do whatever it takes to protect his family and his empire. In the past, he's crossed dangerous lines. Bribing officials, sabotaging rivals, even orchestrating accidents for those who stood in his way. But this time, the stakes are higher. Tyrell is the one bright spot in Martin's otherwise shadowed life, and Kenneth's threat pushes him to the edge. As the episode draws to a close, Martin is seen pacing in his study, a glass of whiskey in one hand and a burner phone in the other. His eyes are cold, his mind racing with possibilities. Will he pay Kenneth's exorbitant demand, hoping to buy time? Or will he take matters into his own hands, crossing a line from which there's no return? The town of Beyond the Gates holds its breath, knowing that when Martin acts, blood often follows. A town on the edge. The stories unfolding in Beyond the Gates are a masterclass in human drama, weaving together themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the fragile bonds that hold us together. Anita, Sharon, and Tracy's fractured friendship teeters on the edge of collapse, their dreams of a musical comeback hanging in the balance. Chelsea's tangled heart threatens to destroy the love she's built with Madison, while Allison's return stirs up a storm of jealousy and doubt. And Martin, pushed to his breaking point by Kenneth's ruthless blackmail, faces a choice that could plunge him into darkness. These aren't just isolated incidents. They're the threads of a larger tapestry, one that binds the residents of this town in a web of secrets and consequences. Every decision, every misstep, ripples outward, threatening to pull others into the chaos. Will Velvet Harmony find a way to harmonize once more, or will their reunion end in silence? Can Chelsea and Madison salvage their love, or will Allison's shadow tear them apart? And what will Martin do to protect his son, and his empire, from Kenneth's grasp? For the answers, you'll have to tune in. Beyond the Gates is more than a soap opera, it's a mirror held up to the messy, beautiful, and sometimes terrifying complexities of human relationships that we hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. TV soap news and spoilers for more updates on Beyond the Gates.